Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today's adventure has already begun. If you can hear my air fryer in the background, I actually started this video well over an hour ago because a couple weeks ago, someone asked me what is the best way to cook chicken. Now, I don't really know the best way to cook chicken. I know how I like to cook chicken, but I thought this would be a great opportunity in 2022 to show you the different methods of cooking chicken and what the results are. We're gonna do sous vide style, grill, pressure cooker, oven, stovetop, and the air fryer. And we're gonna see which method I prefer and maybe what method you prefer. So are you ready for this adventure? Let's go. Okay, because the sous vide takes so much longer to cook, we're gonna get that one started first. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put my chicken thigh into a food saver bag. Perfect. Next, we're going to get our sous vide machine running to 165. And we are going to get our chicken submerged inside. Next, I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour. There we go. The next one we're gonna get done is our oven baked chicken. So I'm going to take my thigh and put it right in the middle, and we are gonna get it into the oven at 400 for 30 to 40 minutes. And the next method is in your Instant Pot or quick cooker or your pressure cooker. What we're going to do is we are going to install the rack in the bottom. We are going to pour in half of a cup of water, and we're going to place one chicken thigh on the rack. Next, you're going to replace your lid, and you're going to set your timer to custom 6 minutes, start. Make sure your lid is sealed. Our next method, and probably the most popular, is the air fryer. We are going to get our chicken in the middle of the air fryer, however you can get it there, and we are going to set it for air fry 400 for 20 minutes. At the halfway point, we're going to want to turn that over and check the temperature. It may not take the full 20 minutes. All right, the next method is with a George Foreman type grill. This is the Pampered Chef Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle, and we're going to use the probe. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it inside of the fattest part of the meat and then get this set. So we're gonna set it probably for about 160 because you always want to leave a little bit of time for residual cooking after it's done. The other thing I want to mention, if you are using a deluxe electric grill and griddle, you definitely want to adjust the settings on the side over here so that it is hovering over the meat, just barely touching the meat, not pressing on it, because when it presses on it, it will push out all the juices and make it very dry. So make sure you adjust your settings over on the side and make sure it is unhinged so that it will be even over your meat. We're gonna set it for probe. 400 is fine, and we will set it for 160. And once this is completely warmed up, when we get that in here, this should take anywhere from 4 to 9 minutes, depending on how thick your chicken is. And hovering and push go. All right, and the final way is the good old-fashioned stovetop. So here we have a preheated cast iron skillet. We are gonna drop our chicken right in. And we're just gonna cook for a couple minutes per side, check the temp, and then it's done. And as they start to get done, I am going to put the chicken on each corresponding plate. All right, the sous vide has just completed. Wow. This one is from the pressure cooker. This one is from the grill. This one is from the air fryer. This one is from the oven. This one is from the stovetop. And this one is from the sous vide. Now, when I started this video, I knew that it was going to be tricky to get everything done at the same time, but everything has finished within about 7 minutes of each other. Just so everyone knows, I did the same thing to all of this chicken. It was marinated overnight in some teriyaki sauce, and everything was cooked as evenly as we could get to. I think I want to start with the pressure cooker one first. All right, so let's go ahead and cut into the pressure cooker one. This one is the coldest. It got finished first, but as you can see, in just 6 minutes, you have some great cooked chicken. Of course, 6 minutes including the pressure rising time. So let's taste it. Oh, that is so good. I love, I love pressure cooker chicken. Now, there is nothing wrong with this chicken. It is absolutely delicious. If this was my dinner tonight, I would be 100% thrilled. But we'll move on to the next piece. This is from the Grill and Griddle, and I used the probe, which you saw in the video, but I'm just telling you again. Oh, and look at that. Now, the amount of juice that is left in this this thigh compared to that one is very similar. That's interesting. This one is a lot chewier in the mouth than this one. This one is much softer, smoother texture than this one. Let me try one more bite of this just to make sure. It's good. I'd take it either way. I'll reserve my judgment for the end. All right, next we're gonna go to the air fryer. Now, first thing I noticed with this one is it got way darker than anything else. And that could be because the glaze that I used, or rather the marinade I used, had a very high sugar content. And so it kind of caught a little bit on the outside. Ooh, again, I don't know if you can see the juiciness of that, but that looks like a darn juicy piece of thigh. So even though it caught a little bit on the edges, let's see what we think. That's juicier than that and that. But that chewiness is still there. I don't know if I can communicate what the difference is. This is much softer. Let me go back over here and take another bite. Yeah, so the pressure cooker one kind of makes me feel like it came from a restaurant. You know how sometimes when you go to a restaurant and the chicken is almost like butter and it just cuts through, and that's what that tastes like. This is a good piece of chicken. This is a great piece of chicken. This is like restaurant quality softness, but the color is a little meh because it came from the pressure cooker. There was no direct heat on it. All right, let's do the oven. Ooh, again, we have nice juices. I see it's very juicy looking. Nothing wrong with that either. Oh gosh. But again, the chewiness of this is not anything like this one, which makes me wonder how the sous vide one is going to taste, because that one was cooked for a long time in a water bath. So, okay, let's move on to the stovetop. All right, time for the stovetop. Now I will say the stovetop one was a little more mentally time consuming because I was worrying that I was overcooking it and I had to temp it constantly and I had to turn it. And so generally this method is not preferred for me because I'm worried I'm going to overcook it. So I didn't overcook it today, but there are times when I have been doing chicken on the stovetop and I just get really worried about, you know, overcooking it. Okay, so proof is in the pudding. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Let me see if there's, it did not cook all the way through. I have raw chicken in the middle, so that's gonna have to go back to the stovetop. Oh, let me see if I can find a small piece. Here we go. This edge right here is completely cooked. Okay. Yeah. This method is fine if you don't have any of the other gadgets, but it does not have the same texture or flavor as anything down the line. All right, now time for sous vide. Now, first thing you'll notice is it's not very appetizing looking. I mean, there is no brown, there is no caramelization, but does that matter when it comes to chicken? Well, I don't know, let's see. Perfectly cooked on the inside. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh. Wow. Okay, hold on. That's very interesting. So here's some things that I'm noticing. The pressure cooker and the sous vide are very soft and buttery. They are the texture of chicken you would expect at a restaurant. Neither one have much color on them. So I would almost venture to say that if you could cook your chicken to 150 instead of 165 and then sear the top on a really hot pan really quickly, I think you would get the look you wanted. However, the amount of flavor that is in the sous vide compared to the amount of flavor in any of the other methods makes this one gone. What I'm tasting in that, while the texture is awesome, the flavor isn't there, which is very interesting because all of them marinated in the same bag for the same amount of time, the same marinade, the same cut of chicken. And I would not do chicken like that in the sous vide ever again. It tastes good in my mouth. It is not as good as any of the rest of them in flavor. That being said, which one would I choose to do again and again and again for my family? The pressure cooker and the air fryer. I wish there was a way to get the pressure cooker results with the air fryer crust. Now, the oven one is probably the third in line because this one had the best flavor without all those charred bits. Not necessarily that charred bits are wrong, but let me show you the other side of the grill. I would have picked the grill, but check out the underside of this chicken. Yeah. Do you see all of those black bits? That is where the marinade burnt on the machine before it came to temperature. So all of those charred bits tells me that I don't want to do anything with a marinade on the electric grill and griddle. So in order, I would say pressure cooker or air fryer tie for first for me. I love the mouthfeel of this one. I love the taste better of this one. This one still tastes amazing. I do pressure cooker chicken all of the time. This one also tastes amazing. I do air fryer chicken all of the time. The next one in line would be the oven. The next one in line would be the grill, then the sous vide, and last the stovetop. And the reason the stovetop ranks under there in the lowest level is because I literally temped the whole thing the whole time and it still did not get cooked. That to me means it's a fail. Don't do it this way. If you have an air fryer or a pressure cooker or even a grill, do it every other way besides in a pan, because there's just maybe too much room for error. Because that wasn't error, that was my error. It wasn't the cooking method necessarily. It was a human error, and we're human. I'm an everyday cook, I err. And so this one to me means I will probably never make chicken on the stovetop ever again. Am I okay with that? Actually, I'm pretty okay with that, because doing it in my air fryer or my pressure cooker is flawless. It works every time. The flavors are phenomenal, and my family will enjoy it. So there we go. How did you enjoy that adventure? I hope that you learned something. I hope that you learned that just because you enjoy a method, say sous vide, doesn't mean that everything should be cooked in the sous vide. Same goes for the pressure cooker or the air fryer or the oven even, or the grill. So take that for what it's worth, and hopefully that has been valuable to you, because it was actually really valuable to me. I learned a lot in this test, and I learned that as I've been putting most of my meats into the air fryer, I will probably continue to do so, because the results were what I was wanting, what I was expecting, and it was easy to get those results. All right, you guys, well, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure, like chicken, all kinds of chicken. So if you got an idea for me, leave it in the comments below. You never know, your idea might be my next adventure. All right, you guys, we'll see you later. Bye.